incredibly. I don't know if y'all can read this on me, but I'm incredibly grateful, and I'm really, really nervous to be here, but I never thought of this would happen. And this right here, this is just me, okay? You know, this is a version of me that I've never got to introduce to you guys before. This is just me being me, genuine me for the first time.
Normally, I keep a lot of my outside life separate from anything that I do on here or in the ring. I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm incredibly thankful for the support and the love that I've received since I've been back and throughout my career. Wrestling has been a part of my life always. And when I was a kid, I looked at my dad, my uncles, and my grandfather, who were all professional wrestlers. I looked at them as if they were Greek gods or something. Like they couldn't feel pain. You know, they were immortal. They will always be just like that. As we get older, you know, and I become a man myself, you know, you start to understand that that's just not the case. You know, nothing is forever.
Defend this stuff. So if we look at the history of the WWE, by the way, again, there's always characters like The Undertaker and Kane, based on Cain and Abel. And you have guys like Batista, right? He's got the pyramid right on his chest. Nobody's suspicious. He's hanging out with James Gunn, I believe his name is, who's obviously tied to very disturbing acts, which I've covered in the past, which of course have been scrubbed off the net. You have Aleister Black, who has the seal of Satan right on his rear end. This guy wrestles and obviously just promotes Baphomet. He promotes Crowley. His name's Aleister. I mean, where do you think the name is from? People don't realize that. And it's the seal of Satan on his rear end, the sigil of Lucifer. You know, and this is another guy who actually got my channel removed at one point. He was doing a live stream where he mentioned it because I was calling out all the symbols that are tattooed all over his body. And he was trying to convince his audience that he wasn't into the occult and all that stuff. So he even said in the live stream that he went to the WWE to try to get me thrown off of the internet. But hey, that's a different YouTuber. So who knows who that guy is. But I think you all get the point. Anyway, moving on. We have Seth Rollins, who's another guy. These are all like, you know, big guys in the company. These aren't just little guys that have come through and gone out. Maybe Aleister Black is a little guy because I think his career, his 15 minutes ended in about 2 minutes, his fame. But Seth Rollins is a big guy there, and he always has the satanic imagery all over him, the pentagrams, the Baphomet. And again, kids are seeing this stuff. John Cena throwing up the 666 sign all the time. Other guys wearing shirts about witchcraft and black magic. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, the Beast, known as the Beast. You even see some of the screenshots where he's coming out with the upside-down Baphomet pentagram on the screen. So none of these things are a coincidence. We've seen in the past, of course, characters like The Undertaker doing ritual sacrifice on television. So the WWE is obviously tied in deeply into this stuff. And again, the mysterious deaths that have happened over the years. So when something like this happens with a guy like Bray Wyatt, they don't want you to ask questions. They don't want you to point a finger and say, well, what could have caused this? So now what they do is they come out and they tell you that it's complications from a certain something. Oh, complications because they were diagnosed with a certain something, right? And this will obviously push into the fall push for people to go out there and get, you know, ramp back up, get boosted back up, right? That's what it's going to lead towards because that's how this all works. So people out there are going to be fearful. Oh, that could happen to me. And they don't realize what's actually happening to these people. They actually think that all these young adults are dying from, you know, contracting something when they don't realize that they're contracting it from inserting it in themselves. Okay? They don't get how any of this stuff actually works. They just immediately disregard it. People don't realize when you put certain something in your body, it's actually in the certain something. The actual disease is in there. They tell you that the disease is in there because it's supposed to build up your, you know, immune system and fight off the potential of it, getting it, contracting it, right? So you're putting it in you and then they're telling you that you're not immune. And these people still line up and do it, right? So one can obviously just use common sense here. and see, here you go. You could take the stuff away if you want. If the guy, well, he's got, doing the pentagram and doing all the satanic stuff. And you could say, oh, he's a good guy and all that stuff. Fine. You could say all that stuff that you want to say, but 35-year-olds don't drop dead from heart complications. And it's not like this is just one rare case where you're like, oh, a 35-year-old, dropped dead from this. He had an enlarged heart. Maybe he was doing drugs and all this other stuff. The guy dropped dead at 36 years old, and many other people in their 30s are as well. Triple H, like I showed you earlier, just happened to have a heart thing at the same exact time all this other stuff was going on. Right? Oh, it must all be a coincidence when they're telling you that you have to get a certain something or you're going to be released from the company, right? Because people were getting fired for not doing it. There's a long list. If you look up some of the articles, I'm trying to show some on the screen, but I know I can't because the algorithm, but a lot of the articles out there were talking about how people were getting fired, how they're telling you, hey, you got to get it or you're out. And they, again, who are they promoting it towards? Their youthful audience, their young millennials, telling them to go get it, and they listen to what they say, right? Then they tell them, well, you can't come to the events unless you got it. That's how this, right? A lot of this stuff started in the beginning. Oh, you couldn't go to the concert unless you got it, or you had to go get multiple graphene swabs up your nose tests. Oh, or you can't come, and they wanted to go to see their WrestleManias and all this other stuff, so they went and did it. Just like I covered with all those bands that were having concerts, right? They're like, you can't come see our concert unless you go and get it. Right? And who are the bands? Oh, the Foo Fighters, a band that's connected to a direct ritual sacrifice that occurred. Some guy ended up getting famous, even though he has no talent, after he whacked the guy who was the head of the band. Nobody connects it. And then, of course, they do movies about the Foo Fighters, about Satan and 666, and they're telling you that you got to go and do this. Does anybody see who the people are who are promoting this and then look into the roots of these people? Now, I'm not saying that this wrestler was promoting it, because he wasn't promoting it, but the company he worked for was telling you that you had to have it. And this guy's obviously deep-rooted, at least his character is, in the occult. So this guy knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. He's very aware. They're not just like, he isn't showing up for work and his spandex getting oiled up going, hey, what's going on today? And they're like, hey, you're going to do all this stuff with the devil and pentagrams. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's okay. And doesn't know what it is. Or doesn't even, at the very least, research and see what it is, and then maybe have a conscience and say, hey, I'm not going to promote this stuff towards kids, right? And people out there are like, well, it's just a show. It's just a show. Well, it's not just a show. Nothing's just a show anymore. When the audiences out there are so influenced by these people, by the characters that they see on TV, by the actors and the wrestlers themselves, they're fully influenced. These people could tell them to jump off a cliff and they would. And they're like, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, you would. Because narcissists don't realize when they're influenced by people, because they're narcissists. So they come out and they go, I do not care. And you're like, well, why are you dressing like that? Why are you doing that? Why are you talking like that? They're like, because I'm being me. And they don't realize the psychosis they're in. Oh, you're being you, as opposed to who? You're being someone else? Well, you really are being someone else. Because everything you're doing is based off of influence and mind control and propaganda. Everything you're regurgitating is stuff you're regurgitating from the mainstream media who wants you dead. So people like me and you, the listener of this channel, try to constantly wake these people up. It's a very dumbed down audience. The WWE is a very dumbed down audience. I hate the stereotype, but let's be real. You look at the crowd, and I'm not saying every single person, right? Because I'm sure a lot of you out there probably have watched wrestling or might casually watch. I'm talking about like the diehard. You see these people. They'll be at these events crying tears when they, do some tribute to this wrestler, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with caring about somebody not wanting to see somebody perish, because I do this to try to help people so they don't perish eternally, so that they find God and realize what is going on in this deception of a world that we live in. But they worship these people. So when these people come out and they tell them they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to get that, and then they show satanic symbols and all this stuff, they don't connect the dots for whatever reason. And I guess the reason is just that the mind control is so thick. So it's becoming more and more common that we're seeing guys in their 30s croak. I covered...
And WWE wrestler Bray Wyatt has passed away at the age of 36. This is another scripted ritual, scripted sacrifice. The WWE as a whole is a scripted sport. Bray Wyatt, the character he played, equals 36. And also in reverse reduction, it equals 54. And you will see why that is important here in a few. But this is just another scripted ritual. What are the odds that he passes away at the age of 36 when his character's name equals 36? He also passed away on Kobe Bryant Day. Mark of the Beast equals 54. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 54. So there's that connection with the whole 54 and Bray Wyatt. Very interesting stuff, to say the least. And Bray Wyatt's last match was against a wrestler known as L.A. Knight. Kobe Bryant played for L.A., Los Angeles. It's another scripted ritual by the numbers. These people can't help themselves. They have got to follow these scripts to a T. They have got to follow these blood sacrifices to a T. These energy harvesting rituals to a T. This is all by the numbers. Also, he passed away on Vince McMahon's birthday. And Wyndham Rotunda equals 78 in reverse reduction. And Vince McMahon is a Freemason. This was another Jesuit ritual. It's all scripted by the numbers. There is so many different connections. Also, August the 24th, that's the number that Kobe Bryant wore. And Jesuit equals 42 in reverse reduction, which is a mirror of 24. And in reverse, it equals 78, the age of Vince McMahon. So this is one big ritual. Just like all of these other celebrities that pass away on these certain days that line up with numbers. And it's happening in the year of Skull and Bones. It's just more of the same. These people are sick. These people are disgusting. And they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep following these scripts to a T. And they don't care. They think that they are untouchable. So they are going to continue to follow these scripts to a T.
Think they still love. Who knows you better than I do? Do you think they'll still love you? If they knew the truth, if they all knew the truth, they don't deserve you. The truth is, you're gonna go too far and go too far. You're gonna give in. So why wait? Do it. Because when you do hurt them, you're gonna remember just how good it feels. How good it feels. And ooh, it's gonna feel so good. So good. Do it. And if you're worried about the aftermath, do it. Hurt them. Just don't take the mask off. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yo, shalom, this is Brother Trey Moore coming in with another video. This is part 2 to the Bray Wyatt. Just showing the wickedness, man. It's just showing how the enemy is exposing themselves and how we won't take this any longer, man. And just Christ is on the way, man. And wickedness is being expelled from this earth. And Yah will be done. Just want to give a shout out to the saints of the Most High Yah, keeping this word, keeping that law, statutes, and commandments, teaching these law, statutes, and commandments in this last day, knowing that we are scattered in this dysphoria. Just getting into this part 2 of Bray Wyatt. As y'all seen from the information, it's clear as day. WWE sacrificed this man, and they're going to be the beneficiaries with his library of tapes, and they're going to push new superstars because we understand that this is a sacrifice ritual, and just the thing that they did last Friday, they held a tribute for him, but it was supposed to be Finn Balor and L.A. Knight. I guess the first 2 opponents he ever faced that when he was the Fiend. The first one was Finn Balor, and then the second one was L.A. Knight. That was the last person he faced before his demise. But as we seen from these videos, man, these people love to play by the numbers. And as you can clearly see, this is no different. Honestly believe now that LA Knight is going to get a major push, that he's going to be one of these beneficiaries in this sacrifice. During this tribute match, he had put up the devil horns at the end, and then he was looking up at the sky, signifying, just thanking them elites and the Raptors. that this some of these benefits, you know, is gonna proceed towards him. You know, so don't be surprised if we see just LA Knight getting a huge push now, or them trying to use Bray Wyatt's, you know, likeness and image, you know, to gain more money, right? And this is just a sad thing to see, you know, because WWE is no stranger to the occult, as you've seen from the earlier videos. You know, they have multiple different wrestlers from different eras that have pushed these type of agendas to the youth, and just gravitating towards the youth and filling the youth with demonic things, you know. So it's up to us to be the ones to change it, to come out of her again and stop falling for this folly. Like you heard the dude in the first video, you know, the longer one, you know, most of our WWE audience is dumbed down, and that's the truth. That's the really truth of the matter, because most of these people hold these things as real life, and the elites understand that, so they use these celebrities, you know, and put them in this position so we can feel like they're our friends, that we actually known these people, that we've grown up with these people, and they don't really care about us. They don't. Because if they truly would, they'll tell us what they're pushing on our kids, that this is truly demonic, that this is not the way to Yah. It's not the way to eternal life. So it's just a major thing we got to see. But I truly believe that WWE, as long as they're going to be a beneficiary, because they have all this libraries of tapes. They know how to move it to the fans. They know how to move merch, figures. You know, again, it's a price to pay for all this. Figures, this games, video games, music, merch, different merch like that, T-shirts. Don't even be surprised if we see Bray Wyatt in the Hall of Fame. You know, I'm not saying that he wasn't on track to be, but these are the rewards that they have to be now. They're gonna worship this man. You heard what he said in that last video. He seen his father and his grandfather, people that wrestled before him, as Greek gods. You know, and all these celebrities had these complexions, but he found out the wrong way. You know. They probably told him, and he wasn't really truly down with that. That's why if you see them first videos I posted and the emotions that was running, you know, that man was crying. You know, why was he being so intimate and so close with the audience and the fans? Because I truly believe when he coming back on his last run, he knew that he was gonna have to be sacrificed off. And if you look deeper into this character of Uncle Howdy and how they was playing that off before he left. You know, I put the clips. I couldn't really put the full clips. I had to do something different. So hopefully WWE don't copyright me. But again, you know, this is clear as day. The symbolism that they were showing to the audience and the crowd members, this was demonic. You know, and then the dude, Uncle Howdy, was clearly talking about, you know, afterlife. They was talking about death. If you give him, you know, who is that him? Lucifer. You know, because Bray Wyatt was working as an agent of Satan. He was working as an agent of Satan, and he realized that his time was coming short. That's why he was so intimate and so touching with the audience. You know, them last moments he was saying, I'm just being me. You know, this is me right now. Because he understood. You know, so it's not for the normal eyes, man. It's for those ones that y'all have given to see that this is truly what it is, and this is a dirty game. The entertainment industry is a dirty game. WWE is no different from these major corporations like the NBA, the NFL, these just the celebrities, Hollywood. They're all intertwined within one. They're all intertwined within one to get their audience to burn it in, to promote the occult, to promote Satanism, to promote the devil. So we gotta be active, man, and continue to come out. We gotta continue to expose this. So this is the part 2. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. To the next one, show love and support to the channels, to my channel. You know, just continue to grow together. But we gotta wake up out of this thing, man. We are in the end days. Christ is at hand. Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, the kingdom is coming. The kingdom of heaven been here. It's been coming. You know, Straightway is moving in such a way, man. And we got to continue to come out of her. And the devil is being exposed. The fruit is being shown. What is these people actually pushing? Again, people are saying RIP to this man, but you got to understand, this man was pushing a demonic agenda to the youth, to your child. You know? So we gotta come out of her. Come out of her, my people. Revelation 18:4. To the next one, this is Brother Trey Moore. Shalom, shalom. Peace.
Yo.